Hello? Alright. Alright, motherfuckers. That's right. How's it going? What? Nope. Nope. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Alright, mic is unmuted. We are picking everything up. Sounds should all be good. Boom. So, Matt Gates has his own news show? What? What? So, how are we doing, everybody? We are in a full minute. There we go. We got some intro rambling stuff to go over. By intro rambling, I mean I'm doing whatever the fuck I feel like for the next like 13 minutes. So I hope y'all enjoy because of things we're going over. We've got Cuomo resigning, the allegations, how many of them there are and stuff, my personal thoughts on the whole thing. And then we're going to do a little bit of a wrap up on that. We're going to move on to cryptocurrency. Then we'll be talking about if it's ever going to be viable, what are its options for it, and then we're going to move on to Minecraft. At some point in there, I'm going to squeeze in a viewer discussion point. Um, hey, how's it going, Nick? How's it going, Alec? At some point, we might have a panel. You know, I would like to be able to have like 3 or 4 other people on to talk about different things, but I'm gonna be completely honest. Right now, I am not prepared for that. We don't have the setup for it or anything, so we're kind of sitting here where we are. All right. Go ahead and have this open so I can jump into voice later. Boom. So we've got a bunch of offline people. All right. I think I lied. I think I'm starting this a little bit early. No, I'm not. But how are we doing, everybody? I'm gonna give it a little bit of time for people to kind of filter in. Y'all are all wonderful. I hope you're having great days because it's not been too bad for me, actually. You know, I had a decent little day at work. I got home not too long ago. Things are a little bit weird. I'm gonna let you know right now because if since you can't see it, you know, my ear right here, it doesn't have a headphone in it. Neither does this one. You can see because my headphones died midstream last night. Actually, it did the one stream and came back in with the part two, trying to because I had to reset my computer because I thought my sound just died on me because it has done that before. But no, the headphones do not work. They're in my trash can next to me. There's multiple. This trash can has nothing in it, so I don't feel uncomfortable. See, I had to tape it up at one point. Oh, my lighting is fucking garbage right now. What are we doing? I need a thing. I will be right back. I have to paper clip up or clothespin up a towel around one of my lights because this thing is so bright. Like I'm not even kidding. Okay, this thing may just be the brightest possible light for its cost. It's a full spectrum LED. It's actually meant for growing purposes, plant growing purposes. Because as I live in a legal state, I mean, I'm smoking a joint right now. I live in a legal state with my medical card. I'm allowed to grow. Well, I don't have the ability to right now. I tried before. Everything fucking died. Some of the stuff actually got like a mold that wouldn't go away, kind of like a fungus or something that I couldn't get rid of. One of them I had to move it out of the house because we had to do a fumigation inside the house, and it died. Yeah, rip to the headphones. It's all good. I think there's actually a delay on my stream, unless you just backed it up to the very beginning, because I didn't do much for the first little bit. But yeah, I've actually. Where did I just set those? Right here in my chair that I don't use unless I'm sitting down, uh, prepping for things. So you can see the the headphones are they're stuck in one shape because the plastic rubber around it thing got stiff from being out in the sun because I work out in the sun. And then you can see this tangled mess right here because this headphone stopped working and it kept dragging this one out of my ear. And this one is actually I don't know how well that shows up, but Wi-Fi big bad. Yeah, I'm sure. So that's what happened to my headphones. They just stopped working. And with my current financials, well, I don't know. My current financials are good enough that I think that when I get paid, I have nothing right now, but when I get paid, I could probably buy a new pair of headphones. That'll be a thing. And hopefully, I will have a short enough time tomorrow. Hey, Froge, how's it going? Wow, three of my best online friends are here in chat. All three of you are wonderful, by the way. I appreciate all of you. So, yeah, we're 8 minutes in. I put 15 minutes, but I could probably go ahead and start talking about the Cuomo resignation. So we'll just change this to 9 minutes. There we go. Yeah, that is a thing, honestly. So we'll just wait like 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So Andrew Cuomo has signaled his resignation. Frame fund once you hit Baker concurrent viewer count. Yeah, if I oh thank you. If I do I might do a fundraiser for some better stuff. Honestly, I need good lighting because literally, let me just show you. I also need a better camera, but let me just show you kind of what I'm working with here. I have this thing attached to my desk in between my two screens. And this thing puts off a very light, a very low red blue kind of light. And then there's this thing. I have it covered with a towel, and it's still that bright. just so you know what we're working with. And then yeah, I need a better processor and a better graphics card, maybe some editing software because this light works. Let me just go ahead. I'm getting so off track. I need to log in anyways. Um. Anyways, yeah, Cuomo has resigned, or at least signaled his resignation. I saw earlier. Yep.
Now at 4, stunning fall from grace. Governor Cuomo resigns under escalating political pressure after the bombshell report accusing him of sexual misconduct. Good afternoon. We thank you for joining us. I'm Natalie Pasquarella.
And I'm Adam Cooperstein in for David Ushery. Governor Cuomo was one of the most prominent Democratic governors in America. He was applauded, of course, early last year for his leadership guiding New York during the pandemic, though today he resigned in disgrace after months of controversy and growing pressure, saying he no longer wants to be a distraction to New Yorkers.
The governor's resignation will take effect 2 weeks from today on August 24th, making way for Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul to take over, becoming the first woman to lead the state. We have
Okay. I don't know. Interim attorney or interim governor. All right. I don't know about being a cat boy, but I could shave. I could be convinced to completely shave. Um, because again, I did this. Now I probably should have showered before I started this stream, but uh, I didn't really have the time. So yeah. God damn it, Nick. Now, I've been vaguely following the Cuomo story. As soon as I heard about like two people say that he had sexually harassed them and that there was corroborating witnesses to the thing, that right there gave me enough reason to be like, yeah. And I never really liked Cuomo anyways. So that's the deal. But yeah, I could be convinced. No, hairball. My trash can, please. I could be convinced to do like more of a pretty boy thing, you know? You know, you get rid of the facial hair, and there you go. Wrong one. All right, let's get back into this.
a team of reporters covering every angle of this story this afternoon. We start with News 4's Andrew Siff live at the governor's Midtown office. Andrew.
Natalie, no question about it. Until the governor actually said it, no one knew what he was going to say. Almost every election.
You didn't vote for him? Yeah, I wouldn't have voted for him anyways. I'm not in his state, so that's a thing.
Official in the state had been calling for his resignation for the last week. Many of them had been calling for his resignation for months, but the governor had resisted until today, giving New Yorkers 2 weeks' notice.
My instinct is to fight through this controversy.
He fought back for a week, but today Governor Andrew Cuomo, in his first public appearance since the Attorney General's report, suddenly shifted gears.
Given the circumstances, the best way I can help now is if I step aside and let government get back to governing.
Kathy Hochul would take the oath 2 weeks from now, becoming the first woman to lead the state. Today, the lieutenant governor said, as someone who has served at all levels of government and is next in the line of succession, I am prepared to lead as New York State's 57th governor.
But she
Probably a good thing. I don't know shit about her. Let me look her up. What's her
Lieutenant governor
name?
said, as someone who has served.
Kathy Hochul. Hey, all I have to do is type in KA and she comes up first. pretty important. It's not paramount. I don't need it to be like super immediate, but I kind of want to know her. For candidate special election to fill the seat left vacant by the resignation of Republican Chris Lee, becoming the first Democrat to represent the district in 40 years. So is she more moderate? That would lead me to mean she's either more moderate or super left. That's fair because you live out in corn country, don't you? I'm south of corn country. I'm actually in beef country. It's very depressing. I have to drive through slaughter like Stockyard City every single day I work that I don't go to Tulsa, which is actually tomorrow. So my day tomorrow is going to be stupid long. So after leaving Congress, she worked as a government relations specialist. Cuomo and Hochul were reelected in 2018. The second of 6 children. Okay, I don't care about that. Began working for a Washington, D.C. law firm, found the work unsatisfying. Then she worked as a legal counsel and legislative assistant to John LaFay. John LaFall? And U.S. Senator Daniel Pat Moynihan. Okay, I've heard that name. He was a sociologist and diplomat, which means he was probably at least somewhat left-leaning, right? I don't know. I've heard the name, don't know much about him. Before seeking elected office, she became involved in local issues as a booster of small businesses who tried to counteract the effect of Walmart. Okay, that's not too bad, I guess. She was elected as the Democratic and Conservative Party candidate. Oh, in the Hamburg. Okay. She led efforts to remove toll booths on parts of the thruway system. Okay, that's not bad. I dislike privatization, especially of our fucking roadways. Democratic, Conservative, Independence, and Working Families Party. Okay. Do 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 do. State legislator Jane Corwin was at first strongly favored to win in the Republican-leaning district. Kind of looking over her. Oh, okay. Oh no, I want to scare the libertarians or have them come on and debate me. I'm picking up debate, but I'm trying not to debate lefties. I'd rather have discussions about tactics and different things we could do rather than like do debate because every time when I say debate, I think of the like blood sports shit and I don't want to get into that. I don't need I don't need to raise my blood pressure that much by yelling at people. There's a reason I speak the way that I do, and there's actually two reasons, and it's one I'm keeping myself calm and trying not to overblow on, just blow up on things, even though it could probably help with views and stuff. Just if I got super fucking animated about everything, then that would probably help like views and stuff. But I want to stay chill. That's one reason. The other one is, I mean, I'm high. Independent Democrat. No, you're a fucking conservative. You just run with the Democrats. Favored offering incentives to develop alternative energy. Okay. On the ground that the CFTC curbs speculation in oil and resulting layoffs of CFTC personnel would make it easier for big oil companies and speculators to take advantage of consumers. That's true. While running for the U.S. House, Hochul supported raising taxes on those making more than $500,000 per year. Yeah, that's good. She opposed new free trade agreements. Then, under consideration, saying we don't need to look any further than Western New York to see that these policies do not work. She believes that free trade agreements such as NAFTA and CAFTA have suppressed U.S. wages and benefits and caused job loss in the U.S. Okay. Hochul called the summer 2011 debt ceiling issue a distraction to which the American people should not be subjected. Okay. That's probably true. Social issues. She said she's pro-choice. That's it? Okay. So, literally a centrist. All right.
Served at all levels of government and is next in the line of succession. I am prepared to lead as New York State's 57th governor.
She does look like she is ready to lead, though. Just with that picture. This is not. I mean, look at that. There's a fire in those eyes.
57th governor.
She can come up to speed quickly, and my resignation will be effective in 14 days.
The stunning announcement came about 10 minutes after Cuomo's most detailed response to the AG's assertion he sexually harassed 11 women.
The reaction was outrage. It should have been. However, it was also false.
The governor alternated between refuting his accusers and apologizing to them, notably a female state trooper who accused Cuomo of touching her inappropriately.
I want to personally apologize to her and her family.
There is something going on with his microphone here because through my speakers, which I have to use, and I have to have my volume set to a very specific level. If I go any higher than that, then it starts picking up in the microphone and we get the echo thing.
I have the greatest respect
But it does become hard to hear him with that.
for her and for the New York State Police.
The governor's resignation speech minutes after his lawyer blasted the Assembly's pre-impeachment hearing in Albany as a rush to judgment against her client.
He's been convicted in the media and the Assembly. Most of the members have made up their mind without hearing the other side.
Assembly Speaker Carl Hastie said, "This has been a tragic chapter in our state's history. Governor Cuomo's resignation is the right decision." Meanwhile, AG Letitia James said, "Today closes a sad chapter for all of New York, but it's an important step towards justice. I thank Governor Cuomo for his contributions to our state. The ascension of our Lieutenant Governor Kathy Hochul will help New York enter a new day." And Lindsey Boylan, the first of 11 accusers, said, "My hope always has been this will make it safer for other women to report their own harassment and abuse." The governor turned personal near the end of his speech today with a message to his 3 daughters.
I want them to know from the bottom of my heart that I never did and I never would intentionally disrespect a woman or treat any woman differently than I would want them treated. And that is the God's honest truth.
He then waved from behind the wheel of his state-issued Dodge Charger, drove to the heliport, and took off for Albany.
Okay. So he says he's resigning on the 24th is when it'll be effective, 14 days. So let's go ahead and look over some of this, because these are the ones that come from yeah. Many of these have come, I think all of these came from Attorney General Letitia James's investigatory report. In December 2020, Lindsey Boylan, a former aide in New York, Governor Andrew Cuomo, and then candidate for Manhattan Borough President, accused him in a series of tweets of sexual harassment, creating a toxic environment. The New York Times published a link to Boylan's lengthy essay in Medium, wherein she accused Cuomo of sexual harassment and described several years of uncomfortable interactions. She said she resigned in 2018 after he forcibly kissed her during a meeting. She also alleged that he had compared her to a former girlfriend and asked her to play strip poker. Cuomo has denied these allegations. In an interview, Boylan said Cuomo's questions and comments about sexual issues made her conclude the governor is trying to sleep with me. On March 17th, Boylan criticized Speaker of the New York State Assembly Carl Heastie and New York State Assembly's and the impeachment investigation, tweeting, "What would be the point of survivors talking to investigators of your sham investigation?" Boylan cooperated with New York Attorney General of New York's independent investigation and met with investigators in March 2016. In an article written by Ronan Farrow, who's the Ring of Fire guy? An article written by Ronan Farrow in the New Yorker, Boylan also claimed Cuomo made an inappropriate comment concerning his new dog. Huh. After a February 2018 news conference, Cuomo's dog, a Shepherd Malamute mix, jumped up and down near her. Boylan claims that Cuomo said if he were a dog, he would try to mount her as well. Oh my God. Boylan said she remembered being grossed out and that it was a dumb third grade thing to say. Yeah? She did not respond to Cuomo's remark and said in the article, "I just shrugged it off." A Cuomo spokesperson declined to comment. Of course they did. On March 16th, 2021, the New York Times reported that after Boylan accused Cuomo in December 2020, an open letter was circulated by people close to the governor that they attempted to get former staffers to sign, which suggested that her accusation was premeditated and politically motivated, disclosed personnel complaints filed against her, and tried to link her to supporters of Donald Trump. One source claimed that Cuomo himself was involved in its creation. The letter was never released. Boylan's personnel records were ultimately released to media organizations. The Wall Street Journal has also reported aides to Cuomo called at least 6 former aides shortly after Boylan's accusations came out, asking them whether they had heard. Yeah, he gave his 2 weeks notice. Shortly after Boylan's accusations came out, asking them whether they had heard from the accuser or to learn things about her. Some of those who were contacted said that they felt the calls were a form of intimidation against them. Charlotte Benet. In late February 2021, Charlotte Benet, an executive assistant and health policy advisor to Cuomo, accused him of sexual harassment, which included questions about her sex life. And in a March 5th video interview with CBS Evening News anchor Norah O'Donnell, Benet said that during a one-on-one meeting in the governor's office on June 5th, 2020, Cuomo implied that I was old enough for him and he was lonely. I don't know if it's Benet or Bennett. I'm saying Benet because I dislike Caitlin Bennett. Benet went on to claim that Cuomo's office director took the state's mandatory sexual harassment training for him. I was there. I heard the office director say, "I can't believe I'm doing this for you," and making a joke about the fact that she was completing the training for him. And then I heard her at the end ask him to sign the certificate. Huh. In early March 2021, a third person, Anna Rugg, a member of the Obama administration who later served on Joe Biden's presidential campaign, said that when they were speaking at a wedding reception, Cuomo put a hand on her back, that she removed it, and that he then placed his hands on her face, cheeks, and asked if he could kiss her. A friend photographed Cuomo touching her face. Anna Liss is a policy and operations aide, 2013 to 2015, and March 6, 2021, became the third former aide to accuse Cuomo of harassment. Liz said that Cuomo called her sweetheart, touched her on the lower back while they were at a reception, and also once kissed her hand after she stood up from her desk. That is weird. The touching on the lower back and calling her sweet. Okay, this one I can understand how that upsets some people. I grew up in a south enough state that literally everybody calls it everybody else sweetheart or hun or something like that. Like you come across literally almost anybody. Like dudes will call women that all the time, even if they're not like trying to get with them or trying to imply anything. No, those will be like, "Oh, look here, sweetheart. There's this going on." That's a very common thing that happens in the area I grew up in. Uh, I don't. I'm not going to say that it's not inappropriate. I'm just going to say that where I grew up, that's not uncommon. Now, touching people on their lower back area and stuff. I mean, you're not if they especially if they indicate that they don't want you to. That's the having the hand on this one was bad. And then kissing the hand. This one is the one that I find. I mean, it's repeated behavior, so it is sexual harassment. But if any of these were just individual instances, calling her sweetheart or lower back or kissing once on the hand, this is the one that I'd be like, okay, it's still bad. I understand where it came from, but we don't we don't do that. But with all of them added up, it is definitely. Why'd they put this one down here? Because they put this one because it's in order of who came out. I understand. This one is really fucking bad. Like, seriously. Let's move on to Karen Hinton. Because this one is. It doesn't. After this Lindsey Boylan one, I mean, none of these seem as bad. They're all bad. They're all pretty gross, especially this one where he had his fucking executive assistant or office director. Is that who it is? Yeah. Had the office director take the sexual harassment training for him. Now, what is this one? Former press aide, served as U.S. Secretary of Housing. Said in 2000, Cuomo had, while meeting with her in a California hotel room, hugged her in an inappropriate and unethical embrace. Um, was he grabbing her ass? Was it too long? Was he pressing a boner into her repeatedly? Inappropriate and unethical embrace. I'm very confused. There's a lot of ambiguity here. If they were more specific with what happened, that would be really helpful. Because I can see how you can hug somebody in an inappropriate and unethical embrace, but in what manner? Did he do all of them? Was he grabbing her ass and like pelvic thrusting into her over and over while biting her neck or something? Or smelling her hair? I don't know. It's so broad that it can be interpreted in many bad ways, and with what Cuomo's done before, that's kind of where my brain is headed towards, honestly. He did some really bad shit to people. inappropriate touching to his mansion, reached under her blouse and fondled her. That is bad. A named executive assistant to Cuomo alleged that she had been summoned to help Cuomo with a problem with his iPhone. After reaching him, Cuomo allegedly rose from his desk and began groping her. After the aide told him his behavior would get him in trouble, Cuomo then shut the door and said, "I don't care." He returned and groped one of her breasts under her bra by reaching under her blouse. She then she left following the groping. A month later, she claimed that Cuomo had told her to cover up what had occurred. Last name unreported, who worked, alleged that Cuomo had made her feel uncomfortable in various situations with his comments, questions, requests, and invasions of her personal space. She did not allege inappropriate touching or explicit sexual propositions. Okay. Now, again, repeated comments, questions, requests, and invasions of personal space. Repeated. I would kind of like to get more information on what comments, questions, requests were made. But judging by all of these so far, I can kind of piece together what may have been said. And I'll tell you, folks, it's not good. She wrote that Cuomo had touched her on her arms, shoulders, the small of her back, and waist in 2012 and put his arm around her back and his hands on her waist, posing for a picture. She wrote that for years I would relive that moment at the holiday party and made multiple humiliating comments during her time covering him. She wrote of the incident in 2014, keeping his grip on me as I practically squirmed to get away from him. The governor turned my body to face a different direction for yet another picture. He never let go of my hand. Wow. On March 18th, Valerie Bauman, a reporter for Bloomberg, said in a tweet that during Cuomo's tenure as New York Attorney General from 2007 to 2010, there was a period of rampant sexism and sexual harassment. Cuomo allegedly also made her uncomfortable with unwanted flirting and eye contact. She also claimed that in 2007, upon meeting her, he took my hand, entered my personal space, and looked me into the eyes and announced, "Hello, I'm Andrew Cuomo." Unreliable source, but it's also 43. New York Post. The first current employee to come forward publicly spoke to New York Times, claiming Cuomo chronically ogled female aides like herself, commenting about their appearances in a way McGrath found inappropriate. McGrath also said that the aide who alleged Cuomo sexually assaulted her in the executive mansion described the encounter in detail to her after it was made public in a report in the Times Union last week. McGrath claimed that Cuomo told her not to talk with the anonymous aide about the incident. Whoa. During a March 29th, 2021 Zoom news conference strategy with an attorney, Sherry Ville alleged that Cuomo kissed her cheek in front of family members while inspecting her flood-damaged house during a May 28th, 2017 visit to her Rochester area home following a flood. Ville said the kiss was of a highly sexual manner. Cuomo also kissed Ville for a second time on the cheek outside her home in a very aggressive manner. According to the August 2021 report, Cuomo met with the unnamed state trooper, in November 2017 and lobbied to hire her as part of his security detail, despite her not satisfying the requirements for the post. She was indeed hired, and Cuomo later inappropriately touched her stomach and back and also made inappropriate comments. First unnamed state entity employee. According to the August 2021 report, Cuomo met this unnamed state entity employee at an event in September 2019 where he tapped and grabbed her buttocks while they were posing for photographs. Inappropriate comments to unnamed state entity employee, a doctor who had administered a nasal swab test on Cuomo at a press conference. According to August 2021 report, Cuomo met energy company employee Virginia Limiatis in an event in 2017 where he touched her chest with his fingers. Guys, I have one thing to say about this. Don't do this shit. Okay? Just don't do it. Unless you are previously already joking, somebody brings up strip poker and the person you're with, the girl in the area seems actually interested, don't just go ask her to play strip poker. Don't compare them to your ex-girlfriends. Do not say that if you were a dog, you would try and mount a girl as well. That shit's fucking awful and disgusting. Don't touch their ass unless you are explicitly given permission. Just don't touch them. Don't touch them. Okay? Don't. Okay? Just don't. Stop. I don't get why people have to do this kind of shit. You can learn, you can be better, but if somebody comes up to you and they're like, "Hey, you were doing this weird creepy shit and I didn't appreciate it." You don't then go, "Nuh-uh, no, I wasn't." You go, "Really? I, I'm sorry. I won't. I won't do it again." That is a my beat, if you will. I I just don't even know. Okay, well, we're supposed to be in the cryptocurrency section here in the next, like, 13 minutes. Yeah, I guess it took a little longer for me to do some research, but hey, whatever. My thoughts on this are it's really bad. Cuomo should have resigned a lot sooner. He shouldn't have fought so fucking hard for it. Because, especially once I guess he was just holding out until the party support just dumped him. He tried to smear. But hey, this shows me something. The entire Democratic Party didn't fall in line behind him and smear the people who were accusing. They listened. The report came out. There was a lot of credible evidence, and they pushed for his resignation. The Republicans wouldn't do this. They would have smeared the person until literally no Republican believed them, and then if they had control over the legislature, they wouldn't have allowed an impeachment to go through. It just wouldn't have happened. Nothing would have been done. Now, apparently, the impeachment process that had been started, according to the first woman to come publicly with the information, she says it was a sham. I don't know. I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny that. But what I can do is say he definitely should have resigned a lot sooner. Okay. I really don't have a whole. It's fucking obvious. Anyone who has to actually make like a big segment over the entire thing. I didn't know a whole lot. Like, I'm following so much other shit. I heard Cuomo's sexual harassment stuff, and I went, "Oh, okay, he's sexually harassing people. All right, well, there's an investigation by the state attorney general. Okay, cool. We'll get information from that. Oh, people said that it's credible information and that he did this. He definitely should resign. Got it. Got it. That's about as much as I paid attention to. This is the most in detailed run I've done over it, and it's actually kind of a little disturbing. The reason it's not more disturbing is I'm a little used to this kind of shit, you know, covering all of this, seeing the stuff from literally everybody, Trump and Biden's allegations, and all the allegations against well, fuck Epstein and some of the big stars and shit that have gotten caught for shit like that. Like, there's been so many high profile people, Bill Cosby. Like, fuck. Once you start seeing it there and you start noticing that it happens a lot, and you notice some of the numbers and you look into it, you just come to expect that, like, you're gonna find some information out about people that you previously respected, and it's going like it. I'm not I'm not shocked by this. I never actually respected Cuomo because I didn't give a fuck. I didn't think he was good when I became a lefty, and I didn't care before then. To be completely honest, but as it sits, yeah, no, I am I am numbed to the shock of finding out powerful people do really fuck shit. I'm just numb to it. I don't think that there is a singular person. If somebody came out and said, "Hey, this person was caught, undeniable proof doing this act," I don't think there's a single person who I'd be like, "Yep, okay, that's a world shaker." Nope, none, not at this point. Just seriously. Somebody fucking running a chainsaw? Jesus Christ. Why did socialism get so popular suddenly? Well, Deepak. Oh, yeah, the infrastructure thing passed. That's good. Oh yeah, and Marjorie Taylor Greene is suspended from Twitter for 7 days for pushing COVID bullshit again, like false shit on COVID. Wait, what? Who is this?
Lee Carter has VDS. What is happening right now? What does this mean? Oh, so that's okay. So does literally everybody. Let's see. Super capitalist. Nice. You where super capitalist is. Lost me already at Vosh. No, I do not want to know more about something that Vosh came up with. That's okay. I don't care. The more I do this, the more black pilled I get on left unity, okay? There is no left unity, all right? There's only war.
There's only VDS. Jesus Christ, yeah. It's kind of sad, but yeah, no, it's a little try. Now, I had no idea Matt Gaetz had his own news show. We are almost there, my friends. We are almost to the crypto segment that I need to make. I don't know if I actually need to spend as much time on it as I've allotted, because it's super fucking simple. Like, it's literally just not complicated in the slightest. I can't wait to get paid. Because then I can go get more weed and some other stuff, you know. But as it sits, we are about 5 minutes away. Yeah, we're about 5 minutes away. And this is going to actually be like, I'm going to record this, I'm going to edit it down. I got a lot of shit I need to work on and edit down. And upload, but right now I'm doing this. I will probably throw in a discussion segment after this. I'm going to make this a little bit shorter than I have allotted on the thing. And then after a short discussion, probably about 20 minutes or so, I do need to jump into my other Discord server and get in touch with the guys about Minecraft. Maybe if I take off at some point, I can start another Minecraft server that I can play with my viewers. That would be fucking great. Or if I make enough money at some point soon. Like, so little known fact, because I never actually mentioned it, like, literally ever. If you come over here and you look, I haven't logged in a while, but I have a Patreon. And you can just click that link if you want to. Under no means is anybody required to. I don't do anything with it because fucking nobody's on it. Oh, I didn't even show it. God damn it. See? Right here, the About. Patreon. I haven't logged in a while, but... Wow, I'm almost at 10,000 overall views. And look, at least I'm honest. I am an average gamer. I am the most based shitlib, and nobody can contest that. And I am probably a bit irritating. Super honest. Alright. You know what? Let's get into the crypto bit. We're going to do it just a wee bit early. That's fine. I can change it in here to where it's 54 minutes or whatever. That's fine. I don't care. Boom. And let's go. Let's go. Alright. So, I've got some stuff to say about fucking cryptocurrency, everybody. Alright? First thing is, what the hell is cryptocurrency? Well, on its face, it is a decentralized form of currency that is built up through mining rigs, most of which, the most common method is using graphics cards, graphics processing units, to fucking mine it. I don't know the exact process. I don't have the academic qualifications to understand what the fuck is happening with Bitcoin. So we'll be there. We'll just start there. At least I don't have the academic qualifications to describe the process of how you mine and what you're mining. But I do know that it's supposed to be a decentralized form of currency that people are hoping will replace things like the US dollar. Okay. You have a bunch of different kinds. I mean, you can just go here. And I will go to my preferred source, Wikipedia. Because the tankies get super mad because it disproves a lot of their bullshit talking points. Cryptocurrency is a binary data designed to work as a medium of exchange wherein individual coin ownership records are stored in a ledger existing in a form of a computerized database using strong cryptography. To secure transaction records, to control the creation of additional coins, and to verify the transfer of coin ownership. Some crypto schemes use validators to maintain the cryptocurrency. In a proof of stake model, owners put up their coins as collateral. In return, they get authority over the token in proportion to the amount they stake. Generally, these token stakers get additional ownership in the token over time via network fees, newly minted tokens, or other such reward mechanisms. Okay. Cryptocurrency does not exist in physical form like paper money and is typically not issued by a central authority. Cryptocurrencies typically use decentralized control as opposed to a central bank digital currency. I'm going to have to get my other drink real quick. When a cryptocurrency is minted or created prior to issuance or issued by a single user, it is generally considered centralized. Yep. When implemented with decentralized control, each cryptocurrency works through distributed ledger technology, typically a blockchain that serves as a public financial transaction database. Bitcoin, first released as an open source software in 2009, is the first decentralized cryptocurrency. Since the release of Bitcoin, many other cryptocurrencies have been created. The system does not require a central authority. Its state is mandated through distributed consensus, which has always failed. The system keeps an overview of cryptocurrency units and their ownership. The system defines whether new cryptocurrency units can be created. If new cryptocurrency units can be created, the system defines the circumstances of their origin and how to determine the ownership of these new units. Ownership to cryptocurrency units can be... So it's... Okay. Blockchain. So, a decentralized cryptocurrency is produced by the entire cryptocurrency system collectively at a rate which is defined when the system is created and which is publicly known. Okay, it's in centralized banking or economic systems such as the Federal Reserve System. Corporate boards or governments control the supply of currency by printing units of fiat money or demanding additions to digital banking ledgers. Yeah. In the case of decentralized cryptocurrencies, companies or governments cannot produce new units and have not so far provided backing for other firms, banks, or corporate entities which hold asset value measured in it. The underlying technical system upon which decentralized currency is usually known as Satoshi Nakamoto. As of May 2018, over 1,800 cryptocurrencies specifications exist with a proof of work cryptocurrency such as Bitcoin. The safety, integrity, and balance of ledgers is maintained by a community of mutually distrustful parties referred to as miners who use their computers to help validate and timestamp transactions. Yep, adding them to the ledger in accordance with a particular timestamping scheme. In a proof of stake blockchain, transactions are validated by holders of the associated cryptocurrency, sometimes grouped together in stake pools. Most cryptocurrencies are designed to gradually decrease the production of that currency, placing a cap on the total amount of that currency that will ever be in circulation. Compared with ordinary currencies held by financial institutions or kept as cash on hand, cryptocurrencies can be more difficult for seizure by law enforcement. That is true. That is a benefit that they have. The validity of each cryptocurrency's coin is provided by a blockchain. A blockchain is a continuously growing list of records called blocks, which are linked and secured using cryptography. Each blockchain typically contains a hash pointer as a link to a previous block, a timestamp and transaction data. By design, blockchains are inherently resistant to modification of the data. It is an open, distributed ledger that can record transactions between two parties efficiently and in a verifiable and permanent way. For use as a distributed ledger, a blockchain is typically managed by a peer-to-peer network, collectively adhering to a protocol for validating new blocks. Once recorded, the data in any given block cannot be altered retroactively without the alteration of all subsequent blocks, which requires collusion of the network majority. Blockchains are secured by design and are an example of a distributed computing system with a high Byzantine fault tolerance. Decentralized consensus has therefore been achieved with blockchain. Okay. But not really. In the world of cryptocurrency, a node is a computer that connects to it. Okay, yeah. Timestamping, yep. Mining, GPU price rise, because yes, it fucking skyrocketed that shit. Your wallet's anonymity because it's supposed to be It's a pseudonymous. Transaction fees. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So some places actually have them banned. Cryptocurrency, because I didn't understand the process and how it was really made, but I knew all of the other stuff that was in the article. Cryptocurrency is, it's honestly kind of a trash pile. Will it ever be viable? Not as a replacement. Like, it can work in conjunction with fiat currency, like government issued currencies, but it will never take over as a as an exchange form. That I don't want it to. I don't want currency to be a thing. So, fuck crypto, especially since of how much it fucking harms the planet. Like, let me actually find a. Yeah, Elon Musk was right. Bitcoin is right. Bitcoin mining is bad for the planet, but he's not the first person to fucking say it. Bitcoin mining isn't as bad for the environment as it used to be. Yeah, it's still fucking terrible. By the way, the most environmentally friendly cryptocurrency right now is one called Pi. It's in the mining phase. It's developed by Stanford PhDs, and it works off the background processes of your phone. It doesn't eat up additional battery or anything like that, so you don't have to charge your phone more frequently or anything. No, none of that. Yeah, the proof of work harms the planet. Proof of stake, well, by kind of proxy, if you're doing proof of stake, you are helping to facilitate the process, but no, proof of work is definitely more damaging. Fiat currencies may move to a blockchain, but I don't think they will. At least there will be, because a lot of us use cards and stuff. We'll still have the capacity to use paper money, maybe, but being able to use our cards, pay with our phones, shit like that. I guess in a way that would technically be a cryptocurrency. Now, as I said, I do not think will ever be viable as a replacement to a centralized fiat currency. I don't. That does not, however, uh, it does not mean that there are not other things that can happen with it. You know what I mean? The options that show up, the way that I see these cryptocurrencies going is one, they die. That's one run. One, they die. 2, they stay working side by side a fiat currency as an alternative form to it. Because if you didn't have the ability to exchange your Bitcoin for a currency currently, there'd be no fucking value to it. The government doesn't accept Bitcoin to pay your taxes. That's why money has value, by the way. Some people will come out and they'll be like, oh no, it has value because people found it to be easier to. No, no, no. Your money, the reason that money in and of itself has value is because it is what the government issues as legal tender to be able to buy your goods and pay your taxes. That's it. That's fucking it. So, you can have dual currency, crypto and fiat, government fiat. So, decentralized uh, Bitcoin, shit like that. Decentralized cryptos. The food this is about the blockchain is that it's. I don't know about overnight, but it could do some good work there, old school. Uh, so yeah, you either have either crypto will die, you will have that happen. You will have it either or it can work side by side with fiat currency, or the government adopts cryptocurrency as its form of currency. In which case, they will regulate the price and it will become a fiat cryptocurrency, a centralized cryptocurrency. The best thing for cryptocurrency, if people really want it that bad, which I don't, is that it stays working side by side as it currently does. That's it. You do not have other real options. Yeah, I mean, exchange rates and shit are really weird, but global currencies would still be kind of a fiat because we would have to have a body that regulates it, and that would be like a UN type thing, and the UN would be regulating it at that point instead of just an individual government. We would have a overarching government that's even higher than the states, specifically for that purpose, and it would have way more economic sway. And yeah, so we would have like the World Bank, which I mean, we only way for us to continue having dominance in finances is to move to a blockchain. Unfortunately, I don't know if that's entirely true. I don't. Um, Now I've only read through and kind of generally grasp Econ 101. I'm not super good at math, so that it's hard for me. But from what I understand, no. Um, the way to actually, I don't think we need to have like dominance in finances. Honestly, I don't think that's the way to move forward. The way that we actually move forward is we allow Venezuela to grow economically. We allow, as in we don't interfere. When I say allow, I mean we don't interfere with them. We allow Cuba to grow. We remove the sanctions, the embargo, the fucking blockade. We allow all these other countries to actually develop. Because there's still the ability to regulate the cost, the amount that it's worth. There would still be regulation needed on a crypto. Now, I'm not opposed to the idea of blockchains. Like, I'm not, okay? Like, that's not where I'm going with this. I just do not think that, uh, that it's the only way to go. But the currency itself would still have to be regulated. It's regulated here in the U.S. It's regulated in every country. Any form of currency has to have some form of regulation. Otherwise, you get ridiculous shit like one Bitcoin being worth $60,000 one day, and then suddenly it just crashes, and it's worth $22,000 the next day. And personally, I don't want one of a currency to be worth thousands of fucking dollars. Do you know what that would do to the inflation rate? Do you know what that would do to everything? It would it would ruin economies. So there has to be regulations. They'd have to regulate the amount that a crypto is worth. So we would have to have a body that regulates it. Because yeah, Bitcoin unregulated as far as the way that it goes, and I don't know what it's at, but I do check on this shit because I like to know. And Bitcoin is currently worth $45,000, but if you go over the past 3 months, it hit a low of $29,000, which was $26,000 down. It started 3 months ago. Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, you have to regulate the currency. You don't have to regulate the blockchain, because, yes, you're right, it is self regulated, but you have to regulate the currency. And yeah, having dealt with a lot of corruption and a lot of other countries want uncorruptible economics. The best form of that, in my opinion, is anarcho syndicalism. You directly vote on things. Plus, there's no currency, so how the fuck can people gain power over others in an economic sense? Like, but yeah, the beginning, Bitcoin at its 3 months ago started at $56,000, and it has tanked and slowly over the 3 months time. We can get up. It's gotten back up to 45,000. And yeah, I mean, we definitely need to do something. Um, I completely agree that something has to change, but the thing that I'm not worried about the most is maintaining financial dominance. I don't care about the U.S. being the economically dominant powerhouse. You're good, Nick. I appreciate you tuning in. I'm actually about to do the call, so if you wanted to open up, I'll be doing that in the next few minutes. But actually, I'm gonna take a smoke break after I finish this little segment I've been recording. So the problem with cryptocurrency, the way that people talk about it, like, I don't have problems I have with crypto are its environmental impacts, and if more of them were like the one that I mentioned earlier, Pi, it would be serious business. It's decentralized, non-counterfeitable, and interoperable digital money, mobile first, works on your phone, it does not drain your battery, easy to use, security at scale without the massive electrical waste. So I want to show you all a little bit of this first, because I know that a lot of people freak out about Pi. Or not about Pi, but about cryptos. And see, I'm not 100% opposed. I'm actually part of the mining process on this. Because, as it says, I don't know how well this will actually show up. Let me start the mining. Boom. I started my mining. This right here is just an app. I open it up. Capitalism does generate debt. Yes, I completely agree there. Okay. That's what you mean by financial dominance. Well, again, I'm still not too worried about it. Uh, China can actually, a lot of oil companies, because there's other companies, like, especially before we overthrew Gaddafi, they could buy it directly from Libya. There's other countries that are oil rich that we don't have a hand in that they have access to. Yeah. Now, I'm not opposed to moving it to a form of blockchain to completely blast away corruption, but yeah. See, this even here, like introduction to distributed ledgers, benefits of distributed ledgers, securing distributed ledgers, mining. Problem: centralization of power and money put first generation cryptocurrencies out of reach. Yep. To provide some context, 87% of all bitcoins are now owned by 1% of their network, so it's centralized now. Bitcoin. By enabling mining on mobile phones. So they don't want it to be consolidated. They actually, there's a thing that they did when I first started. Newer members got a boost in their uh, mining speed, and after a certain point, it regulated out to normal. And then they did another thing for about a week where older members that were old, had been mining for X amount of time, it slowed their mining down to give even newer members and the members that joined after them time to kind of catch up a little bit so that it didn't all go to them. So they've been really trying to make it not be like held by small amounts of people. Well, yeah, Bitcoin is like fucking $45,000 right now. Why would you spend a Bitcoin? And see, they even have math rates. Yeah, I only do this one. Like I had like a little bit of Bitcoin a while back and some Ethereum and Dogecoin, and I literally can't get rid of all of them. It will not let me. So I'm a little upset by this. But I have like 0.00000001 or 2. So I'm not like super worried about it. And see, two-phase plan, constitutional convention, over 5 million. And it was, yeah, this was developed by Stanford PhDs who were trying to figure out how they could make a cryptocurrency, a decentralized currency that was used for day-to-day purchases and shit that didn't uh, fall into one group's hands and also didn't harm the planet. Yeah, I'm not huge on the stock market either. I don't like financial institutions. I don't like money. Like I like to have money while it exists. Like I'd like to not be starving and fucking broke all the time. But I mean, I'm not broke all the time. I mean, I've got fucking lights and a house, so I've got that going for me. But outside of that, no, I don't like the concept of money, like as a general rule. So Pi is a good cryptocurrency. While currencies are around, I really would like to just get rid of currency as a concept, but that's not happening anytime soon. So that's that. The life cycle for Bitcoin and other such cryptocurrencies are either going to be working side by side with a fiat currency that can be blockchained. Uh, I'm I'm giving that to old school there. Yeah, they can be blockchained. A fiat currency can operate in that function, and that would eliminate the corruption problem that a lot of companies have. And by a lot of, I mean literally any country that has money. It needs to be instituted in like markets. Yeah, it does. So we need to blockchain it because there's so much shit that happens. Oh yeah, no, like I don't have a problem with individuals investing in the stock market. Just when I say I don't like these things, I'm talking about the very concept of them existing. So I'm not against you putting money into the stock market to try and make money. I've got fucking stocks, although I've got like renewable energy stocks that don't do much, and I got some free stocks for inviting people, and yeah, I don't really have any money that I've made off of it. I could, I mean, I could sell some stuff, but I'm currently in the hold situation. All right, gotta hold on to this. I got a cannabis company that's trying to be on the stock market. They're like 80 something cents, and they're kind of fluctuating up to $1 and then down some. You know, I'd like to boost them, but yeah. So yeah, just to kind of wrap this up, this has been a rambling video, a bit, but man, it was structured so well in my thing. Um, Cryptocurrencies are damaging to the planet. If we could get better renewable ones that didn't require the use of, well, so many fucking computer mining rigs, that'd be great. Um, if they are going to continue to exist, they're going to need to work side by side. If you want them to be decentralized, they have to work side by side with a fiat currency, and then have a smart mining and distribution process so that they don't end up in the hands of some people. But that's the problem. They will. People will treat it just like paper money. Like they'll hoard it. What do you mean? But if they do work side by side with fiat currency, then it won't be that bad. There'll be competing interests there. You know. Uh, Either that or they're just going to be co-opted as the currency of the government, and then they'll be distributed that way. You know, I'd rather there not be currency though. To be completely honest. That's wrapping up this segment. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Hit that fucking bell. Yeah. Take care. Video recorded, everybody. I'm going to take a quick break. I will be back in a very short amount of time. Um, Nick, when I get back, I'll be ready to have you in stream. So, uh, oh, I'm not leaving. Like I'm not done. Uh, Old school. I'm just taking a quick break. I was just recording a video to upload later to YouTube. So I'm doing the stream and then I'll upload some segments of it later. Specifically that segment. But I'll keep going. I've got a discussion coming up, and then I got to play some Minecraft with the friends. So give me about 5 minutes, maybe less. I'll be back, and then we can continue on.
The kid's too smart to ever learn.
back, and I just found a thing. I'm sorry, this has to be done very quickly. History.
They're talking about paying for it. I don't think it'll all be paid for. I think a lot of it will go on the debt. And by the way, under this budget that's being proposed today that the Democrats are on a one-sided partisan procedure going to vote on is the biggest thing that we have seen, certainly in my lifetime, and will dwarf, as I said, anything that we've seen in history. And the debt at the end of all that, 2031 in the 10-year budget window, will be $45 trillion. $45 trillion, 130%, 134%, I should say, of our gross.
Okay, so he mentioned the highest U.S. inflation rate in 13 years. He's not wrong. Here's the U.S. inflation calendar. Okay, if you look back 13 years ago, 2008, what happened? Let's look at 2007. This is when the housing market started to crash. Started at ended at 4.1%, 4.3, 4.0, and then it started to go down, and then it went up to 4.2, 5.0, 5.6, and then it started to go back down. And then the inflation rate for January was fucking 0. It was 0.1 there, 0, 0.2, negative inflation rates. Money deflated. Oh, and what happened in these years? Right here. The economy took a fucking hefty climb out of a hole. As a matter of fact, if I could spell economy, USA, 2008 to 2020. And then that's unemployment. I didn't say unemployment. Oh, but this is actually, okay. Economic expansion, right? This right here. Pretty decent little metric, I think. It's not the best, but for what we have. $128 months to 01 is when Bush took office. And then through Bush's years, massively slowed. Right? What happened in 2007? It was the housing market crash. 2008 is when it really kicked in. We got Obama and he started the recovery. They skip 08 in here. This is to 2007. They skip 08, 2009. Why did they skip 08? Literally, okay, here we go. American recovery. Yeah, see. Fourth quarter 2008, first quarter 2009, American Recovery and Reinvestment Act. Whoop! Growth, 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 growth. Bloop! COVID. Growth, 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 growth. Oh, look at that. 2009. Obama policies. All the way up till technically here. So this right here, all Obama. This was Trump, this was Trump, this was Trump, that was Trump. And now we got Biden. Now, why did the debt explode? I don't know. Maybe it's all this fucking investment into the country that people have done. I mean, okay, Obama, while I disagree with things, okay, so his was a loan and it actually got paid back, but it still added to the debt of the country. That was a thing. And people screamed about that shit, and then made his money back with interest because Obama was, for all his faults, not too bad at keeping the economy from being obliterated. Um, and then we had COVID. Trump dumped like some $1 trillion or whatever into the stock market to make it go. It took a bump for like an hour and that was it. And that could have funded the CDC 10 times over for the rest of the existence of this fucking country. $1 trillion, one time investment. Boom. CDC funded forever. What else was there? Well, a lot of bad shit, really. But we're gonna leave that.
Domestic product. There was a day when we were worried about borrowing up to 100% of GDP. Well, we've blown past that. We've dwarfed that. This is now completely out of control, completely out of hand, and we're talking about a massive new amount of spending to expand government, and to the degree that it is paid for with taxes that are going to hit individuals, they're going to hit businesses.
They're going to hit businesses, they're not going to hit individuals. Actually, they're going to hit business owners. Okay, so here's the deal. He mentioned that this violated the thing that the U.S. was founded on with liberty and economic liberty. If you can't afford to eat, you can't afford to have a house, you're on the streets, and you're not presentable, how the fuck do you get a job? What kind of economic liberty is there for you? There's not. People don't hire homeless people. That's just a thing. And you can show me a couple of anecdotal examples of how I don't give a fuck about your anecdotal examples. Overall, what if people hired homeless people, we wouldn't have so many fucking homeless people. We need to invest in the people of the country.
That are going to hit small businesses, they're going to hit farmers and ranchers.
No, it's not.
You go down the list of taxes, of tax increases in this proposal, again, I mean, I don't know where you stop. And
well, obviously you stop at the fucking end, you moron. 5 trillion infrastructure bill. An anti-poverty climate change bill. Hey. I don't know where he's getting that $5 trillion number from. It's 3.5 trillion, not 5 trillion. Is this actually going to tax increases on a number of corporations and wealthy Americans? In the fucking
the idea, the suggestion by the administration that you're not going to hit people who make less than $400,000 a year is just absolutely, again, I think insane. I don't know how you can raise $3.5 trillion in taxes and not have an economic impact felt by people on the lower end of the income scale.
Well, that's because you're dumb and you don't understand neo-Keynesian or post-Keynesian economics. You don't understand Marxist economics. You don't even actually understand capitalist economics. Investing in people, allowing them to participate in the economy, to be able to afford to purchase things, to make all these purchases, you give them the ability to do this. You give them the ability to be educated, to get better paying jobs. You give them the ability to live in a planet that's not going to fucking die. Yeah, you actually get a better economy. I wouldn't care if it bankrupted this entire fucking country for the next 40 years if we did massive overhauls to be able to fight climate change. I don't give a fuck. You know where we can pull that money from? The military. That's a good start. You can reduce the size of the military. You can also reduce. You can raise massive taxes from the private sector by putting wealth taxes and inheritance taxes. Um, um, what else? Fucking uh, increase some property taxes for for areas with like big properties that are not housing a shitload of people, like individual families, like big mansions and shit, suburban McMansions, all that shit. You can raise those property taxes. Uh, yeah, I think that's fine.
I mean, think about it. When taxes go up on businesses, what happens? Well, people work for businesses. Democrats think it's easy. We'll just raise taxes on businesses. Businesses aren't paying enough.
Well, they're not. Here's what you can do. You raise the taxes and you put in stipulations that prices cannot increase to the consumers. If they do, then the taxes will raise proportionately that they have to pay. The dollar amount will raise. They will have to actually shell out in dollars, or they'll have to eat the cost because they don't fucking do enough. They don't. There's ways that you can stop them from putting that cost onto consumers. There really is. Where do I agree with authoritarianism? And cracking down on the corruption of capitalism. That's it. Just when it comes down to making companies pay their fair share in taxes and shit, currently, yeah, that's where I agree with it. Close the loopholes, force them to pay more, make them eat cost if they violate. You find them, and you take that money and you reinvest it into the communities harmed. You find them heavily. Big company making, $380 million a year. Yeah, that's a $75 million fine. Oh, you shouldn't have done it. Boom.
Well, where do people in this country work? They work for businesses. That's where they get their paychecks. That's where they get their benefits. Wages go down when taxes on businesses go up, to a historical fact. And if you think about what also happens when taxes are put on businesses, businesses obviously, they can do a couple of things. They may reduce wages or not hire people or reduce the size of their workforce, but they also pass that on, the cost of higher prices, to people out there in the economy who are paying the price for that. That's what we are talking about here. It is just absolutely, absolutely stunning, really, in my time in the Congress, to observe something that is being compared to, historically, the New Deal.
It's because it is essentially like a New Deal, you fucking idiot.
In a circumstance where the economy is growing and expanding, people should be going back to work. And at a time when we have already a $30 trillion debt, as I said, headed in 2031 to $45 trillion in debt, and something that literally dwarfs, as a percentage of the economy.
Don't care. Don't care. You see this? You see this? You see this? Right here? See all this? Why do you have so little faith in America, bro? Why? Why do you have so little fucking faith in America? All right, let's get into this call. Hello.
Hey,
Woo. Okay, let me adjust your volume. Again, I have to have you coming out of speakers.
oof.
Okay, that's a little too low. Hello.
Hello.
All right, maybe a little bit more up.
I think my dog hears you.
Well, hello.
Hello.
All right, that's about where I'm gonna have to be. I have to lean into the speakers a bit for this one. All right, so what's up? What's going on?
Not much. Just my dog barking at shit for no damn reason, and I'm making dinner.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
What are you having?
Making spaghetti.
Fuck yeah, I should probably do that. I've got tomatoes and stuff. Make some sauce from
Nice.
scratch, and then yeah, I usually cook at my house,
Yeah.
so
Nice. Yeah, we basically cook 90% of our meals. Just can't afford to eat out.
yeah. Uh,
Although, although corn season has finally started, so I'm actually pulling in 40 hours a week now. So that's nice.
nice. Wait, is this the perfect volume level? Because you are a little quiet to me. Because again, speakers try not to get feedback into the mic. But let me see if this is the right volume level
It.
right here.
We'll find out.
Yes, I can hear you, and it doesn't feedback, and it's the perfect number ever. It's the most perfect
Is
number.
it 69?
It is 69.
Is it six? Fuck yeah!
69 is the perfect volume level for you so that it doesn't come through the speakers into my microphone.
That's gay as hell. I love it.
It's fucking perfect. All right. So you said you had some stuff you wanted to talk about?
I have opinions on things, my friend. Op- what was the thing that I was rip roaring ready to talk to you about? Shit.
The dab pen do you
Oh,
dirty?
oh. Nah, 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 nah. Here we go.
Super
I
bass
want to
daddy.
talk about. I want to talk about faux communism or nods towards anti-capitalism in media and how it's a fucking trap.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. All right. Let's get at it.
So basically every popular media franchise for the past 15 years or so
Hey,
has had a strong hint of anti-capitalism
uh, uh,
in its.
could I get a little bit of a favor real quick? I completely forgot to hit record to record this segment. Can we start this
Oh
bit
dear.
over? Here, let's.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Here we go, everybody. This is conversation with Nick, the homie, the Twitter homie, one of my most based friends and people I interact with. Friends, yeah, yeah,
You're my friend, dude.
yeah. We're friends. You're in my Discord. I mean, oh,
Yeah.
you and Alec actually need to both get an invite to my other Discord, which is for my friends.
Oh, cool.
I need to do that for Froge too. But yeah,
Yeah.
Nick brought up the slight nods towards anti-capitalism in media and how it's a trap. So let's get into it.
I was, yeah. For those who don't know, I'm Nick. I'm Quagsire MB on Twitter. Non-binary pronouns he they, all that good shit. I do art for everybody and shit, and I have opinions about media, specifically media that has anti-capitalist themes, but is it's like it's meant to placate. Like this culture of casual anti-capitalism that we see in a lot of media from the past 15 years or so, I think it is, if it's not deliberate, this is a very beneficial side effect to the bourgeoisie, that it creates this attitude of complacence. Like you're pissed off about all this, but there's this feeling of I can't do shit about it. And because like the anti-capitalism we see in the vast majority of modern media isn't anti-capitalism of how do we do this shit, how do we make shit better. It's anti-capitalism in the doomer sense. It's a shit's fucked and I'm gonna die in it type of sense, you know.
I have seen some people react that way. I think the more common sentiment I see is false hope. People see that there's an anti-capitalist hint, a little bit of a lean in some mainstream media, and they think that, oh, any day
Hmm.
now we've actually got more people on our side. We could actually do something. They're the
I
ones
mean
who are
that.
gonna
Yeah.
they're gonna help us lead it. They're going to lead this movement.
I mean, yeah. I just took that for granted that we all knew that was happening. Like, if you're a leftist and you understand media,
Oh no, what the fuck just happened?
sorry, I was drinking. But yeah, the I think that it's more devious than that. Actually, I think that it's worse than that. You know?
Yeah, there is a potential that it could be. I'm very skeptical of
It,
mainstream media, especially on that kind of thing. I think the only kinds of people you could trust in that regard, I mean, you can trust people who are pretty honest about where they sit. You can trust Chris Wallace on his reporting. Even though he works for Fox News, he is
right.
a reporter. And
Hmm.
I've not seen him skew a story for his political thing. That's the punditry that does that. Uh, you can trust surprisingly, uh, John Oliver.
John Oliver is the only good non shit lib. Like you're the most base shit lib, but John Oliver doesn't have a scatology fetish, so he's the most based a lib can get while still being technically a lib, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he is restrained by HBO on how far he can go on things. He may be further left than he's allowed to let on, but that is speculation, and I can acknowledge
Oh
that
yeah.
I could be entirely wrong on that.
I, 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 I'm just remembering that fucking meme edit of the clip from John Oliver. If anarchy were really in the streets, they wouldn't be shooting at poor people. And then immediately cuts to the fucking Doom theme and shows John Oliver as an ANCOM Antifa super soldier with the fucking laser eyes.
Yeah, see, it's shit like that too. He's like, if anarchists were really marching in the streets, they wouldn't be killing poor people. They would be going for mutual aid efforts.
And, shooting the bourgeois.
Yeah, most
Hang the
likely.
parasites, all power to the workers
Yeah. I
in
think
Minecraft.
honestly, anarchists right now, at this point in time, they'd be more worried, less worried about going after like large business owners, more so than going after direct fascists. And then you go to the
Well,
business owners.
that's actually a tricky question, my friend. Uh, I'm here's the thing. I am anti-fascist before I am basically anything else. Fascism, big bad. Fuck the fascists. Bash the fash.
Amen.
But the question isn't necessarily who do we go after first in terms of ideological predword. Um, it's who is in charge. And in terms of the fascists nowadays, we have a few rogue bundles going off, but like most of them are taking direct orders from the fucking oil lobbyists and the fucking Koch brothers.
Oh, okay. So you're speaking specifically in America.
My bad.
I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
going overall,
specifically in
like
America.
yeah,
Silly
specifically in
Dill,
America. Yeah, it'd
Europe
be
doesn't
business leaders.
exist.
If it was, yeah,
Europe doesn't exist.
yeah, but we've still got Asia, Africa, and South America.
South America is just America, but South. Oh, God, I hate myself for even fucking saying that.
What are you, Hank Pecker? You that you that Hank Pecker? My favorite character Hassan
uh,
plays, by the way.
his name is Hank Pecker.
That entire thing was fucking great. But yeah, no, yeah, in America, yeah, I'd agree. It's business owners are the most prominent threat. Large business owners, more specifically. I want to clarify in case my boss is watching.
Hi, Daniel's boss. Don't fire him, please.
Um, the great thing is, okay, so the great thing is I think enough people, younger people especially, and there's some older people who I think are actually able to be convinced with just raw data. I've tried about 9 different approaches with different people I've come into contact with, trying different approaches on
Mhm.
which way I think will be the most effective to influence them. And so far, just like people will be like, "Oh, you need to appeal to them in ways that'll hit them and stuff." No, throw raw data at the fuckers. Literally, I've convinced more people out of the people I talk to in my daily interactions at work. I have convinced more people to move left with just going, oh, well, here's research on this, here's research on this, here's research on this, the fucking data. Then I have gone, I think that there's a fundamental inequality in the way that our economy runs. They don't give a fuck about that. They go,
Mhm.
yeah, I know. So what? You go, worker co ops, motherfucker, here's data. They go, I'm kind of into this. It's great. I love it. It's been the most
Mhm.
effective thing I've been able to come across. You can, especially if they have like a business major, you can sit them down and go, hey, you want this business to survive, right? Yeah. Here's 17 academic articles written from 1940 to 2021 about how worker co-ops are more effective, more productive, more resilient, and have happier workers. Part of that is profit sharing. If you did some profit sharing at the very
Mhm.
least, I'm sure your workers would stay around longer and be happier. If you did worker cooperative, where everybody votes, if they like you well enough, you may still be able to maintain a position where you earn slightly more because it's not about like having everybody make the same thing. It's about reducing the inequality.
Right.
That's literally it.
Yeah. I'm just my issue when it comes to approaching people about workplace democratization, which mass co-ops would basically be workplace democratization.
Yeah,
But my issue that I run into when I try to talk to people is 88% of people that I talk to are hardcore Republicans who believe that Donald Trump is the literal second coming of Jesus and that Hillary Clinton eats babies for lunch.
brother, I live in Oklahoma.
I understand you live in Oklahoma. It's
That
just
that's it. That's all I come across. One of the restaurants I deliver to, like I went there today. I walked up while
Mhm.
the owner was talking to a customer, and she said Jeff Bezos was a filthy communist.
Never have I been so insulted.
I laughed. I could not help myself. I literally laughed in her face. She was talking to another customer.
He
They both looked at me offended, and I went, he is definitely not a communist. And she went, yeah, he is. He donated to this communist organization and this communist organization. And I'm like, which ones? And she's like, I was like, because there's really not any communist organizations that are around, and they probably wouldn't accept a donation from Jeff Bezos.
No, 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 Daniel. It doesn't matter if Jeff Bezos has been donating to communist orgs. They're full of MLs. Those aren't real communists.
Oh, I wasn't even going to get into the differences between them with this person. She has, okay,
I know.
behind the register, there is a portrait of Donald Trump, like a painting. There is a signed picture. There is a signed letter. There is a Trump teddy bear. They have a Trump $20 bill
Why was the teddy bear the thing that disturbed me the most?
because it's a teddy bear with Trump's hair and kind of his face.
Oh God, you made it worse.
I have to see it every Tuesday and Friday.
Oh,
this restaurant, like,
Ew.
the people there are incredibly nice. I can't even lie. Like, when I talk to them, they're never mean. They actually enjoy talking to me, and that is where I get my, because that is how I get to start throwing data at people, is I get my in on the kind of like being friendly and building a good relationship with them,
Mhm.
and then I just start throwing fucking data in their face. But
I
there is
mean, hey, if that's working for you, fucking keep up at it, man. I don't think that I'd be particularly effective like that.
and it does come across with delivery. Like, some people I can't just walk up and be like, "Look, motherfucker, here's the data." But some people I can. I'm just like, no, 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 no. Fuck what you're talking about. Here's the reality, and that
I
works.
once
But
pulled
hmm?
Yeah. I once pulled something similar on a libertarian dude bro who wasn't technically my coworker, but works in the same area and we come into contact sometimes. Anyway, libertarian dude bro, a pretty chill guy to hang out with, but he said something like the fall of Rome was due to uh, like fuck, I forgot what it was, but something very stupid that you would expect a libertarian dude for. Oh yeah, regulations. Regulations was what collapsed Rome. And I proceeded to educate him on the collapse of Rome and the Byzantines and their relevance to the whole power dynamics there.
You know where he got that from, right? The whole
Rager, you, I'm assuming?
Nope. Even worse.
Oh no.
Stefan Molly meme.
I'm gonna stop being friends with that guy now. Fuck me.
That was literally like Sean went over it. It was a Stefan Molyneux thing. He talked about regulations, and the welfare state, and also women having more autonomy. Those are the three things he cited as the fall of Rome.
You know, funny story actually. Before Stevie Boy went full Nazi and was just weird libertarian with an Ayn Rand fetish, I actually watched some of his stuff. Uh, but that was like moments before I turned leftist.
Right.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, that's
it when I saw people talking about him again, I was like, what? That silly dude who talks about the universal fucking not basic income universally preferred behavior is what he called it or some shit.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
and it's
weird shit.
and then I come back and see people talking about him again, and I'm like, okay, what's this kooky libertarian dude up to? Oh God, he's a Nazi.
Yeah. Sadly, yeah.
It's when I saw his fucking video about white nationalism and how there's no crime here and all the population's white. Oh, funny, haha. It's just like, what the fuck happened to you, you bald fuck?
Exactly what you think happened.
Uh,
He fell down the Nazi pipeline and he became a Nazi. And he
since when?
influenced other people to become Nazis. Now, the one that confuses me the
Yeah.
most is uh is Ben Shapiro actually a Nazi? I don't. Some people say
No.
he's not because he supports Israel. But do you think
Yes.
that might be a cover? He knows
No.
that
No. No.
because
No.
he's
No.
Jewish. I mean, he uses it as a cover. I know.
No,
I can concede that he's definitely a fascist. I know that, but
yeah. I don't think he's a Nazi. Ben Shapiro is not anti-Semitic. Well, he's anti-Arab, and Arabs are Semitic people, so
well,
technically. But
I think he's anti-Semitic by being a Zionist.
oh, okay. Yeah, true. But I'm more specifically referring to the hatred of the Jewish people in the more traditional racist, white dude racist way, not the creepy Judeo fascism.
Yeah,
You know,
he's a weird one to peg out. Honestly,
like
figure out.
I'd refer to him as a Jewish Nazi in the sense that he is a Jewish supremacist, a genuine
Yeah,
uh, bigot. I would say that, but I wouldn't say that he himself is actively bigoted towards Jewish people, other than gay Jewish people, black Jewish people. You know how it goes.
yeah, he kind of has like a lot. He does do a lot of like race realist kind of shit too. He kind of
Yeah,
hints at it real hard.
because Ben Shabino has the wonderful cognitive dissonance of being a white supremacist simultaneously while being a Judeo supremacist. It's a
Well,
wonderful little paradoxical mindset.
well, because Jewish people can also be white,
Hmm.
that it can match up. He just wants white Jews to be the dominant group.
Which, it's all kinds of fucked up because, of course, it's all kinds of fucked up, but it's like especially dumb. This oppressed group that has been oppressed for literally eons, and you're a member of said oppressed group, and you look at another oppressed group and say, fuck those guys, am I right? Like, what? What?
He doesn't.
That,
Yeah,
that
no,
make
he
no
doesn't make
sense.
any fucking sense. Ben Shapiro is well, he's Ben Shapiro.
Now, hypothetically speaking, if I were a Nazi, then would you still let me smash? Hypothetically.
Well, you know, it's sad for you, Benny boy. Uh, Me personally, not really big into peen, so gonna have to say no. But will also admit is a good looking dude.
I am I'm not attracted to Ben Shapiro in the slightest, which is weird because I've known people who look like Ben Shapiro and I've been attracted to them. So I think that's
It's the ideological
probably
difference.
just it's like my brain says, "Oh, nope, can't fuck a fascist." Not nope.
No, I couldn't do anything like that with a fascist, but I can acknowledge if one looks good.
Maybe I'm some variety of demisexual where I have to be attracted to a person's. No, 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 that's not true.
I'm definitely
Because
like
I've been attracted.
I'm definitely not. If I find somebody hot, I find them hot. Now, if I
Yeah,
find out anything about their like ideological leanings and it's abhorrent to me, then that definitely makes me not want to interact with them. But I can still say you definitely you're still hot. Like it's just a thing. But like if you're a
damn hot
Nazi and
fascists. Why? Why all the fascists gotta be hot though?
smash the fash,
Oh God. You know
it's
what's
all right.
fucking
Pull
wild to
just
me?
pull the shoe on head technique and just you know convert
Oh
them.
God.
Everybody seems to say Shu is like
Shoot.
fucking fascists all the time, and some people speculate that she actually does it to deconvert them from their fascism. Merrick said she does it. I fucking love Merrick.
Merrick's funny. I like Merrick. Uh, sorry, I'm fucking trying to stir this fucking spaghetti, and it's like tangling up itself in ways like almost as if it were a giant pot of noodles or something.
Yeah, I know, right?
Funny how things like
Now,
that work out.
here's the question: did you shorten an Italian's life
Yo.
today?
Um, if you mean by breaking my pasta, no, because that's dumb. If you mean by using jarred tomato sauce and frozen meatballs, then yes.
Ooh, yeah, they would cringe super fucking hard.
They can stay cringing and I can stay full.
Yeah, I mean, making tomato sauce from scratch is a little hard.
I've done it before. It's a bitch.
Yeah, I've got the tomatoes in my
Like
fridge
it
right now.
it's not like particularly complex. It's about as complex as making a soup,
Kinda, yeah.
but it's very labor intensive in the type of labor that I really hate. It's a a tedious process, and I can't really focus on things doing that. Like there are some tedious tasks that I just can't do or I freak the fuck out. Thank you, autism.
Yeah.
Like one example is running for like exercise. I can't run for shit. If I start jogging, it'll be like 5 minutes and then I'm walking again. And I haven't even noticed that I've slipped out of my jog. I can lift weights like a motherfucker, like pump that shit up and down and do that and be fully in that moment and it's like, rah, explosions and all that, but can't fucking run.
Yeah, I know the feels. God, what is this gonna take? 10 levels. 6 levels that way. Okay. Shit. Well, at least most of my shit is enchanted, done well. Come here, chest. I need to go gain 1 level.
Hey, Daniel, I got a question.
What's up?
Have you tried Delta 8 before?
No.
I recommend you actually try it if you, for one, it's cheaper than weed. Just go to a gas station and pick up a dab pen. It's like in Georgia, it's like $30 for a gram dab pen, but it doesn't like it's not as potent as regular weed is. But the thing is, Delta 8, if you have a tolerance for regular weed, that tolerance does not transfer over to Delta 8. And if you've never smoked Delta 8 before, it'll be like smoking for the very first time.
Hmm. I don't know. I really
So,
like smoking
and
blunts.
mm-hmm.
That's just my prefer. I like blunts and joints and dabs.
they, yeah,
I usually
they sell
alternate.
Delta 8. They sell Delta 8 flower, but in reality, Delta 8 flower is just CBD flower that has had Delta 8 distillate
Drizzled
dusted
over it.
over it. No, not drizzled. They don't drizzle it. They grind it. They dehydrate it into a powder, sprinkle the powder onto the CBD, and then they warm the CBD up with a heating gun. Not enough that it vaporizes any of the THC out of it, but enough that the Delta 8 melts into the flower, into the crevices.
Huh.
Yeah. It's like,
Interesting.
lace it's like lacing powder, but you're just lacing it with more THC.
Sweet. It's gonna be fucking awesome.
Yeah. So you could like roll blunts and joints with that. Uh, Delta 8 flower, you really need to know who the fucking company that you're buying it from because there are companies out there that say they sell Delta 8 flower and in reality they're just selling some cheap fucking side cuts of CBD.
Hmm.
Yeah, so like uh the reason why I go with the dab pens specifically is because there's a couple of companies out there that are actually really fucking good. Source all of their hemp from usually from Colorado and Oregon. Usually, they QR code on their packaging, which if you look at it, shows you the lab results from the third party lab that they use to test all of their distillate to make sure that it's fit for human consumption. So they're safe. They have lab testing, and dab pens get me zooted, so I'm a smoke on that Zaza. You know.
Yeah, I've already got a dab pen. I ran out of my cart like a few days ago, and then I ran out of weed like this morning. Technically,
Oof,
I still had half of a
oof.
joint that was rolled from smoking this morning, and so I smoked that already.
My friend, I would roll for you if I had A, if we were in proximity, and B, if I had some flour on me.
Sorry, sheep, but I do appreciate that
Ooh,
kind of offer. I'd roll for any of my homies.
true. I
Doop.
do prefer the cones because they're just so much easier. Like, cones are just hella easy.
I don't know. I'm a huge fan of just act like old school rolling. That's how I did
I
like
mean,
everything.
yeah, like, and there's a nostalgia to it because when we were fucking teenagers out grabbing weed when we weren't supposed to be, we fucking rolled with whatever papers we fucking had.
That's on.
Usually somebody else, like your fucking friend's cousin that is in for the weekend, comes in with the papers, and we rolled with that shit.
Yeah, I mean, either to be honest, most of the time, when I first started, it was stealing tinfoil and making a foily.
Oh god, foilies are terrible for you, man.
Yeah, but I was 16 and we didn't have papers or a pipe.
Shit, carve your own. That's what I did. I made. Uh, it's not that hard to make a shitty wooden pipe, my dude.
Nope, but also we were very fucking lazy. So
Ah,
foilies until somebody learned how to roll joints, and then we started using those a bit when we could get papers, or the stabbing a can method.
God. You didn't even go for apple. You had to go for
No, we
can.
did apples too,
Okay,
but
apple, apple.
we didn't always have apples. Don't do it with an orange; it's nowhere near as good.
I'm just having the grapefruit, the fucking grapefruit video stuck in my head now. You bastard.
God. Alright, I'm just building my way up here. Fuck this. I'm tired
My
of it.
dog has decided that the storm is bothering her, and therefore she must lie down on me and receive constant attention.
Of course, that is the way doggo do. This is why I love doggo.
Yeah. Doggo is heckin' great. I wish
Doggo
he
is
wasn't
great.
scared of storms because we get a lot of storms and shit, you know?
Yeah, predictably, we don't hear as much. Uh,
Mhm.
Depending on season, of course.
Of course. We're
Like,
in the middle of hurricane season right now, and we are surpassing the world record for hurricane season for how many storms have hit us. We're surpassing the world record this year.
eh,
Guess when we set the world record?
last year.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's going to continue.
Yep.
Meanwhile, as a weird consequence to all of this, tornadoes are becoming less frequent.
We're trading one natural disaster for 20.
Yeah, pretty much. Tornadoes become less frequent. However, if the conditions become such that a tornado can and does actually form, they will be way more devastating.
Meanwhile, Bezos is going to be watching all this from his penis-shaped space station with robo-whores to suck him off.
all space stations are penis shaped.
I mean, I guess it
Vaguely.
depends on the alien.
Human penis shaped. All human
You
vessels are
see,
human
now
penis shaped.
now you've lost the furry audience.
No, because I mean they can make a horse cock or a dog dick. I don't know.
Oh, oh God! Bad Dragon starts going into space. The tentacles become very popular.
Oh god damn it! I love replies. Okay, so sometimes I meme on Twitter, as some people know, if they dig for my replies
Yeah.
to comment, to other posts. And somebody posted a thing about how he used to date this girl who was he said that they were kind of a tomboy, and that she broke up with him because he couldn't beat her in Halo 2 without using a rocket launcher. And I was like, bro, you didn't use the sword or hammer. You didn't snipe rockets out of straight out of the air. Shake my head.
Oh dear.
However, I do know somebody who, when I was in high school, we played so much Halo 2 that at a certain point we would go and do matches against each other. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he could snipe your rockets out of the air at the last second before they hit him. He
Damn.
he'd
That's
just wait and then shoot them, and they'd blow up in front of him, and he'd take like a third of the damage.
Believe it or not, I never actually got into Halo as a kid.
I played a lot of Halo with them because they liked it, and I kind of liked it. It wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the game that I really threw most of my effort into was uh, crack cocaine World of Warcraft.
Ah, wonderful.
I put 9.5 years.
I am proud of myself to say that the vast majority of my experience with World of Warcraft has been through Rule 34.
Well, I did. I did look at some of that myself, honestly. But you know what,
I've
bro? Like, just to put it into perspective, from the time I was 11 to the time I was 18, I played World of Warcraft.
that's that's significant. Jesus Christ.
There were summers when I was 16 and like 15, 16, and 17 where I would have 2 full days, 48 full hours sitting at that computer doing raids. Because we would just do like raid
My
runs. We
guy.
would run like 3 raids in a session, and they were all hard mode because, especially back when Wrath of the Lich King dropped, and I started because that's when I got to spend the most time playing. Um, at that point, I was
Yes.
setting records for DPS. It was supposed to be the arcane wizard that did the most DPS hands down, and the warlock was there mainly for chaos bolt. But I went in as a demonology warlock and out DPS'd them all, and
Based.
nobody could understand how I did it because nobody understood how to do a super complex rotation that relied on like this proc chance, which you can increase with this, and if you use this, it procs more frequently, and blah 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 blah. So I was just blasting through. It took me and a friend who also played at the same time. We sat down and we mathed it out every single bit to figure out the optimal rotation and shit for DPS. It took
That
uh it took like almost a month actually
damn.
for us to fully drop that entire thing. And once it came
Wow.
out, like he didn't even play Warlock, he played on a Death Knight. and we did the same
Right.
thing to his death knight. So literally, we were just running around as the two best DPS on our servers, because he was on a different server than me, because my guild had switched over. Uh, it was my mom's guild, and she didn't want me to go running around with other people
Right.
until she told me to go run around with other people to figure out raids, and then she wouldn't let me back into the guild because I left to go run raids like she told me to.
Lol.
But
My online game when I was younger was Team Fortress 2.
oh, how old are you?
I am 24.
Okay, so you're 4 years younger than I am. I'm actually going to be 29 in October this year.
Ah.
But yeah, 'cause when I was even younger, like that was another game I played a lot of, was Team Fortress Classic.
Right. Valve actually did something really interesting with Team Fortress Classic and TF2. They introduced the Team Fortress Classic characters into the canon story of TF2.
Huh. So you have the scout and the
Yeah,
medic and all of that.
yeah, and the sniper, everybody.
Wait, can you still
Oh,
concussion jump?
no. They didn't add them into the game. They added them into the story.
Oh, but they don't have concussive grenades or anything like that anymore? I haven't played
You
TF2.
can't. They have something interesting. The regular grenade launcher, you can technically jump off of it, but don't. You'll die. It's
Ah,
useful for jumping in away really quickly from a group of enemies sometimes, but don't do it in general. Bad idea. The sticky launcher, on the other hand, is a deadly fucking weapon because you can launch yourself across almost the entire map, and you can lay down sticky traps, just bunches of stickies, and set them off whenever you want.
yeah.
Yeah, like here's the like TF2 is very well balanced in my opinion, but that's because they threw a bunch of overpowered motherfuckers against each other to see what would happen.
Yeah, meanwhile, Team Fortress Classic was actually super, super balanced. It did not matter too much what you played. Everybody always had a
Mm-hmm.
heavy on their team, though, because that motherfucker would set up turrets.
The
And
heavy is
he had a
uh
fucking minigun. Or no, you would have the engineer and a heavy. But then a medic and a
yeah,
scout were often the other two things played in your four-man team,
some
because they did four-man team tournaments.
sometimes sometimes in TF2 your entire team will be one class just to fuck with people and meme, because TF2 is a very meme heavy game.
Yeah, I see it used
Like
it for
not meme,
thumbnails all the time.
yeah. I recommend have you watched the Meet the Team videos that Valve put out?
No.
You need to. You need to watch them all. Uh Probably not on stream because I don't know how Valve is with that whole copyright bullshit, but you need to watch them all, and I think you'll want to play TF2 after you watch them all.
Maybe. I've got so many games going right now. I don't know if you were here yesterday, or if you saw the thing for Twitch. I think you actually liked and retweeted it. But I got a Plague
Mm,
Tale Innocence, and I don't
right?
remember who I follow on Twitter, but they mentioned that they had just finished it and that it was one of the best games that they had ever played.
Based.
And so I was like, oh, okay. I saw it on Epic and it was free. So I went, fuck yeah, okay. And I'm not
Yoink.
gonna lie, it is in the as far as games go right now, it is definitely in my top five. And
Mm-hmm.
I am in love. I played it 2 days in a row, and a lot of times I don't do that to narrative games that I play on stream. I try and space that out. Nope, played one on Twitch one day, and
Yeah.
then I just started yesterday with uh the YouTube one because I was supposed to do Minecraft, and then my sound thing cut out, and I had to figure shit out, and then I ended up jumping on it because Minecraft server wasn't available for me.
Right.
So I played that, and I was very
I'll check
excited.
it out then.
The game is it's got wonderful lighting, graphics. The story is super compelling. Like you you do play as like a prepubescent girl who is a daughter of a French noble, but it's also during
Right.
the bubonic plague,
Oof.
and it is nutty. I don't want to spoil things, but the game has been uh, an emotional roller coaster to say the least.
Right.
Like every time, almost every single scene that I've gotten into, any cut scene, any action, there's thrills. You're scared about some shit. Like fucking wonderful last game. I do highly recommend it. Plague Tale is phenomenal. And when I got it, I don't know how long it will last, but it was free on the Epic Game Store.
I will attempt to get a hold of that.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, the game does leave me
Yeah.
almost speechless, but because I mean I've got Cyberpunk, and Cyberpunk looks good, like it does, but it doesn't look
Yeah.
like this. I think Cyberpunk's like character models are more realistic, but it does not have anywhere near the lighting engine that they put into Plague Tale, in my opinion. Like every shadow looks immaculate. There's like great light beams and shit, and I don't even have the best graphics card, but they did a
Right.
really good job with it.
That's awesome.
As a matter of fact, what year did that game come out? Oh, 2019. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, you can just look up like
Hey,
screenshots.
friendo.
Yeah, what's up?
Uh, I need to get to sleeping pretty quick here because I gotta wake up at 5 a.m. again and keep on working. You know.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as well. Oh yeah, and you're in a different
Yeah.
time zone.
Yeah. It's 9 p.m. for me right now.
Oh, okay, it's 8 p.m. as of right now. So you're okay. So you're an hour
An
ahead
hour
of
ahead.
me, and Aaron Green is an hour behind. Okay.
You know Hank Green?
I know Red Green, but yeah, if you got to get to bed, I do not blame you. It's been a wonderful conversation as always. Uh, you
Same to you, my friend.
you and Alec
I
have
look
a great
forward
night.
to. I will tell him that. Um, Let me know when you want to commission any art for the stream from me.
I
Hey, I'll
will
make thumbnails for you, my dude.
I will set aside some finances. I will start looking over that a little bit more carefully and stop spending so much money on fucking NOS. Probably cigars too. I probably need to not smoke as much as I do. But yeah, if I can cut back on that some and drink more water and save some money, then I could probably end up getting some, yeah, commissioning some art, sending you some money, getting some of that, and sending some money to my sister to get some art for that. Probably like a channel
Awesome.
banner. I'll commission from her, and then yeah, I'll just hire you for
Mm,
thumbnails and shit. It definitely at a certain point,
sweet.
I'll be needing somebody to do that.
And I have a suggestion to you when it comes to the water thing.
Yeah, what's up?
don't get jugs of water and don't drink from your tap water. Get bottled water.
Oh yeah,
It
we do.
helps. Okay, good, because like bottled water is a lot easier for me to just keep on slugging down multiple bottles a day. Whereas for some reason the tap water is just like it makes me not want to drink water, you know?
It's the purification that you're tap that and for I don't know. There's probably a bit of a psychological like for me there is. I see the tap and I go, I wash all my dirty fucking dishes with this sink.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah,
good.
so I'm able to drink a lot more water than I usually do when we have bottled water.
I think part of the problem is my local convenience store that I like to go to because it's literally a local store. It's not like a 7-Eleven. It's run by a very very nice Vietnamese lady and her friend that she moved here with. They're not married, but people always assume they are.
Right?
And so I go there a lot because they're super nice and they let me run up a tab as well. So if I don't have money, I can
Nice.
go, hey, can I add this?
You're their favorite white boy.
I am.
There he is. There's my favorite white boy.
Yep, I come in and I'm just like,
I
how
love
much
that
is the
audio
tab?
so much.
$45. Here's my card. But yeah, I'll definitely be needing to cut back on NOS a bit. I'll probably start trying to cut back on smoking first and use
Mm,
water and get more weed to compensate for the anger I will feel for the lack of tobacco. Because
I recommend I recommend when it comes to the NOS, start by switching to an energy drink you don't like. It'll make you less likely to want to get an energy drink. It's a psychological trick.
there's not really an energy drink I won't drink.
Damn.
It
Sorry,
it's a
friend.
caffeine addiction. It's
Yeah,
a
I got that.
severe caffeine addiction. If if I don't have some
uh,
form of caffeine in the day, I get massive headaches. So I need to
I'm
lower
in
my
a similar
consumption rate.
boat, my friend.
Yeah, I just got to
Yeah,
lower my consumption rate. It doesn't help that since I deliver to restaurants, I can just walk in and they'll give me whatever drink I want.
true.
So probably start asking for like lemonade and shit more often than asking for a Dr Pepper.
Try to go for like a really tart lemonade. The extra sour can wake you up a bit. Like, oh shit, that's strong.
Yeah, I really like strong lemonade.
Yes, none of this pussy shit.
Yeah, I'm not
Well, anyway, I gotta bounce.
right on. Y'all have a great night. Take care.
You too. Bye.
Ah, I love these conversations. They're fucking great. All right, stream. That's gonna wrap us up here. I am still gonna be playing some Minecraft, but for us, that's it. I highly appreciate. I am very grateful for everybody tuning in. Um, we went over some stuff. Hopefully, people enjoyed it. Cuomo resigned. I went over why Bitcoin doesn't really have much of a future as a decentralized currency to replace a fiat currency, in my personal opinion. And had a conversation that was very productive. So if y'all enjoyed, hit that fucking like button. Yeah, you know you want to. You know you want to hit that like button. And take care, everyone.